If you've recently been named as a trustee and are now faced with selling a property, maybe it's a family home, a friend's home, or part of a larger estate, there's a good chance you're feeling a little overwhelmed. And guess what? You're not alone. I'm Nicolai Glazer with Pacific Sotheby's here in coastal Orange County, and I'm here to talk about trustee sales. It's not like a traditional real estate transaction. There are layers of legal responsibilities, timelines to manage, and emotions. Lots of emotions. And if it isn't something you've done before, which most people have not, it'll feel a lot like walking into the deep end without a life jacket. That's exactly why I made this video. Let's start at the top. What's a trustee sale? Trustee sale refers to the sale of real property held in a trust, usually after the passing of a loved one. The trustee is the person named to manage the process, including selling the home in accordance with the terms of the trust and the best interests of the beneficiaries. Keep in mind, the trustee may not be one of the beneficiaries or heirs. In many cases, they're simply someone appointed by the deceased to carry out the final wishes. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Being a trustee, this isn't just a title. It comes with a fiduciary responsibility. That means you are legally and ethically obligated to act in the best interests of the estate and the beneficiaries. Let's have a quick review of this process. Number one, a typical trustee sale includes starting with a trust. It should have clear instructions to determine how and when that property is to be sold. Number two, we will need to review all the files and title, confirming how title is held and the legal authority of that person acting as the trustee. Number three, we will need to establish the property value for the estate attorney based on the date of death using a certified appraiser. Then we will make value adjustments based on the market conditions to assess fair market value of the property. Number four, preparing the home for market can sometimes be a very detailed process, managing an estate sale, contractor upgrades, and other service providers, or other times deciding maybe it's just better to do an as-is sale. Number five, getting closer to market, we will finalize our marketing strategy. We'll finalize a price and set an action plan to bring the property to market. Six, but not last, we'll be managing disclosures, negotiating contracts, final closing details, all the while documenting during the sales and escrow process so that there's a resume of all details throughout the transaction. This is an abbreviated list of items, but ultimately our role is to help the trustee navigate every step of the process. Not just to sell a home, but to ensure that the sale aligns with the legal and ethical standards the role requires. I don't want to dumb this process down too much, but these are the simple bullet point items, and we can always talk about this in more detail if you have questions. So let me talk about common mistakes trustees often make. So let me give you a real-world example of something that recently just happened that makes me feel awful. So a woman called me shortly after a close friend of hers passed away. She had been named as the trustee of the estate and needed to sell her friend's home. Naturally, she was overwhelmed, so I walked her through the process and step by step and connected her with a local appraiser to help her establish the property value based on the date of death. Now, this home was in a very difficult neighborhood to comp, which is not totally uncommon for us. Very little turnover, unique floor plans, lots of variables to understand. Just not something you want to throw a guess at. But here's where it went sideways. Before we ever got the home listed, one of the neighbors approached her directly and they quickly made an offer suggesting to do the deal off market. No agents, no fees, just a quick, easy close. At first glance, for the trustee, it looked like a simple and convenient process. She was tempted and I suggested she consider to have a more detailed conversation with me to ensure she was making the right decisions and managing the process correctly. This was not a property you could properly value without professional input and easily bring in 5 different realtors or 5 different appraisers and likely get 5 different values. But she didn't want to deal with the hassle and she chose to go with the neighbor's offer. So here's the breakdown. The appraiser came in at about $200,000 below what I believe to be the fair market value for the property. The trustee accepted another $300,000 less to make the sale happen quickly. During inspections, the buyer came back again asking for an additional $15,000 of credits and repairs. In the end, the trustee, who had a legal duty to act as the best interest of the estate, sold the home for more than $500,000 below fair market value. This was a $2.5 million sale, so we're talking about a 20% discount. When I followed up with her, her response was, "I just want to be done with this." It turned my stomach because this wasn't her money, it was her friend's legacy, it was the estate's future, and the beneficiary's rightful inheritance. So here's how we can help. I've guided dozens of families through the trustee sales process. Each one has a unique set of challenges. What sets us apart is our ability to bring clarity to what can often feel like chaos. We act as the bridge between the legal process and the real-life emotions that come with letting go of a family property. We manage everything from vendors and valuations to family updates and closing disclosures, so you can focus on honoring your loved one's wishes. You're not in this alone. We got you. So if you've recently been named as a trustee and you're unsure where to start, or if you just want to make sure you're doing it right, reach out to us. Even if you're just gathering information, let's have a confidential conversation, because managing a trustee sale isn't just about selling a home. It's about doing right by the people you love. That's it for now. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a wonderful day.